Welcome to PLZ Soccer's YouTube channel. I'm Peter Martin and I'm delighted to say I'm joined by Lindsay Hamilton as part of the Maggie's Cancer Care Group. Lindsay, first and foremost, we are keen to know, as our official charity partner, the great work that Maggie's does in the community for people affected by cancer, but tell us how you get involved.
Well, in 2017, my wife Jennifer was diagnosed with cancer, and Jennifer and I had to go and we went to Maggie's to get support when she was being treated for chemotherapy, or when she was receiving chemotherapy treatment. And it was only when I was in there that I realised all the good stuff that Maggie's did that I wasn't aware of. A lot of people know the Maggie's name, they had the headline brand, but when I found some of the stuff that they did that I didn't even know they did, I thought, well, how do I get this to a wider marketplace? And at that time I decided to become a volunteer at Maggie's, and by being a volunteer I saw Hearts and Hibs fans coming in through the door who were keen to talk to me about football, as one of the guys who was a volunteer there. And I thought, well, how can I give them a bit of an uplift for a day? And I used to take them up to Tynecastle on Easter Road for a private stadium tour by either Gary Locke or Pat Stanton. And I saw the smiles on their faces, and I just thought, that's really good, they've had an uplift for the day. And then I thought, well, how do I get this to a wider fan base than just the Hearts and Hibs fans coming through the door? And that's when I approached both Hearts and Hibs about working with them to take Maggie's out to their fan bases, and that's really where the whole thing started off.
And of course the other thing about this is you've got a great insight into how they provide support, because it must have been difficult around about that time with your own wife.
Yes, it was, but it was hugely supportive to not only Jennifer, my wife, but myself and my family as well. And this is one thing that I think I want to explain more about what Maggie's does, about the support they give to not just the person being treated for cancer, but the families and other people associated with that as well. And that's what motivated me to want to be a volunteer there, and I've now been a volunteer there since 2019.
And with that in mind, people will look and say, okay, cancer is something that is affecting more and more families. It's something that is difficult to deal with. What do Maggie's do at the core, which maybe some people do not know they do?
Well, I think there's four key areas, Peter, that I saw. The first was around the support for the person being treated for cancer myself. All the Maggie's sites are on the major cancer hospitals, not only in Scotland but in the UK, and they're just a 1 minute walk away from the chemotherapy wards to do. So the empathetic buildings are there that you can just go and sit and actually feel safe and at home and get support by experienced oncologists who have all worked as nurses in the hospital and understand what you're going through, what fluids you're getting and all that for the person being treated for cancer. So that was the main thing for me, a safe haven for somebody to go to get advice and help. The second area was around support to the family. As a husband and my son and my daughter, we just felt helpless to Jennifer. We wanted to take the pain away from her. We wanted to help as much as we could. And Maggie's have support for the people being supporting the person being treated for cancer as well. So that was another fantastic area that I found. The third area, which sort of blew me away a bit, was the benefit support that Maggie's give. Last year in Scotland, Maggie's brought in £15 million of benefits for people being treated for cancer who didn't even know they could claim benefits or didn't know how to claim. They're stressed out already with having to deal with cancer, and Maggie's took that all off of them and said, we'll get the benefits for you, and here they are. £54 million across the whole of the UK as well, Peter. So that's a huge financial benefit to somebody being treated for cancer. And the fourth area was the work that Maggie's do around cancer in the workplace. A lot of business owners, chief executives, HR functions, HR directors know how to support their staff operationally if they've been treated with cancer, but they don't know how to handle it emotionally. If Lindsay comes in on Monday and he's just back from cancer treatment, what do I say to him? What do I not say to him? Is he ready to come back? So Maggie's do a lot of that in providing outsourced HR support around cancer support for their employees, or actually train their staff to be cancer champions to support their colleagues who are working with cancer.
So you've highlighted four areas which, again, many people will not be aware of, that Maggie's helps. Over and above that, when you get that situation where you're looking for help, you're looking for advice, you're looking for the information, where can they go to get that information?
So there's 8 centres in Scotland, based from Glasgow to Dundee to Edinburgh to Inverness to Aberdeen to Forth Valley. So there's places all over, they're in all the major cancer hospitals in Scotland, as in England as well. So when anybody goes to any of these major centres, there'll be a Maggie's centre built 30 seconds away from where the chemotherapy wards or the cancer wards are. So they're all on the Maggie's website. So if anybody is going to any of these hospitals for cancer treatment, they can just walk across the road with a Maggie's centre there, and there'll be experienced oncologists and support people to help them with all the things I've just talked about.
And as you know, people like things at their fingertips. The website itself?
Yes, www.maggies.org. Easy to find out. You can go into the drop-down menu and it'll take you exactly where the centres are. All beautiful buildings. The Edinburgh one was the first one developed back in about 26 years ago. But they're all beautifully empathetic buildings where they're actually safe havens for people being treated with cancer as well. There's still people come into the Edinburgh Centre who have been cured of cancer, but still find it a lovely place to come and just talk with fellow cancer people as well.
Well, I'm delighted that Maggie's and PLZ are together. You're our official charity partner, and what we'll do over the course of the season is we'll try and highlight that great work in video form and give them as much information as we possibly can. Don't forget www.maggies.org, and you can get all the information that Lindsay has been talking about. Welcome on board, Lindsay.
Thank you very much, Peter. I appreciate PLZ's support. Thank you.